Okay, and here's a segment we would like to call Movie Talk.
Yeah.
So, I selected the first movie, and we picked Iron Man 1. So I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Just basically, we'll go into more specifics, but basically, what do you rate this movie out of 10?
I'd say, okay, I think that on scale with the other movies, it's not quite as great, but the originality with it, and like since it started, it's got to be at least an 8.
I think 7, honestly. It's one of my favorites, but 7.
I'd say trying not to be biased because I don't love Iron Man in the first place.
I
would
like
give
his
it.
trilogy.
I would give it an 7 or 8. I'm just not a fan of
I just
Iron Man.
remember
that
the,
much.
But compared to the other 2 Iron Mans, it's a 10.
But I just remember we watched it at the beach, and Evan wasn't really, like, into watching it, and then he actually liked it.
Yeah, I did. It was cool.
But, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. What do you guys think of Obadiah Stane as a villain and his motives and shit?
okay,
like-
I kind of understand where he's coming from a little bit. Like, I
'Cause
do get what he's.
He
I don't know.
He's not.
basically...
He's not like the worst villain with a bad, necessarily a terrible motive.
It's not a good motive, but it's,
I mean, that is-
yeah.
I mean, so basically his motive is him and Tony Stark's father
They're
were
rivals.
business partners.
But they're
And
rivals
then-
now, kind of.
Well, yeah, kind of. And then once Tony Stark's dad died, he was the CEO for a little bit. But then young Tony Stark, 21, takes
Yeah.
over. So he's like, come on, what am I? And then now Tony Stark says, I want no more weapons, which is their main thing.
They're a weapon manufacturer. But what I think is kind of cool is that he started as a weapon manufacturer, and then his end goal was to, like, end goal. His end game was to like rid the world of that. Like
Yeah.
that, I think his arc is the best. out
Yeah,
of
you
anyone.
can definitely see, like, even just in the first movie arc, just like
Yeah, it's
him
insane.
seeing exactly his, like,
He sees
past.
himself as a
Yeah.
villain, which is really cool. And,
Yeah.
like, you don't see that as often. But I think that out of the first 3 like trilogies, I guess we can say, like with Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, this was definitely the best like arc in full circle of those movies. And
I like Thor
I
the
like
best.
You
Thor.
like the
I think
movies?
Thor Ragnarok is the only good one I liked.
I just don't like.
He's a good
First one's
character.
boring. He's a good character, but
Captain America's definitely my favorite.
Captain America's my favorite, and I like his movies better. But I think Iron Man did definitely do a better job of like matching the comics.
Talking about Iron Man arcs, what do you guys think of the original Rhodey?
Okay, I think he missed out because he quit because he didn't think it was going to be successful, and then look where that is
But-
now.
Yeah.
Something about it is,
He's just
I mean,
boring.
obviously he's boring, but it's because the script. Could he have done better than Don Cheadle? I don't
think so.
I don't think
I
so.
I mean,
think
there's
so.
no way to really know, but I don't think you would have.
I like Don
I don't
as a
think you
better
would've.
actor.
I mean, you don't like Don Cheadle, or you don't like War Machine, do you?
I hate him.
He just doesn't see there to be a need for
Yeah.
another
I-
War Machine. Or,
I just hate it.
His character's kind of unnecessary, but it's good as a
No,
complimentary.
it literally is unnecessary. There's no point.
But you gotta also think they each have their own little side. Like Bucky is Captain America's side. Thor has like his little 5.
yeah,
I guess,
Sinister
until
Five or
Ragnarok.
whatever. Or no,
They're
that's
like
the
they're
Spider-Man.
like the Majestic or something. Like
Yeah.
There's something weird.
Yeah, but then Iron Man gets Spider-Man eventually, so.
Yeah,
That's more of a prodigy.
yeah. But then also like Captain America's Falcon. So there's more that comes in.
But something I want to talk about real quick. This isn't quite on topic. Is that Evan hates War Machine, but he loves Hawkeye, which is very weird for Marvel people because there's a lot of people who just hate
They just
Hawkeye.
hate
Yeah, but Hawkeye's like the underdog. He doesn't really have like a true
And well,
power to
yeah,
be saying.
I like
really
that he
good.
understands.
But he's just
that, too.
actually really technical. Like he's the only one that you can really say is really just based off of skill.
Well, Black Widow too.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was trained like. That sounds stupid.
But I guess also Sam, but he has the Falcon wings.
yeah.
Yeah, but so I'd say this movie was pretty good. So we're leaving it up to Mr. Logie. What are we watching next for next time?
This is the movie that I've watched the most out of the Marvel cinematic universe, you can say,
MCU.
in the MCU. I'm gonna go with Hulk. Nah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go
That was a good
with
one.
Winter Soldier, and that is probably my favorite of the trilogies. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
Infinity War is
Yeah.
better, but it's it's probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
It's really good, and we're gonna watch that. And we're gonna review that next.